Ace, we are proud of you.
Yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Oh,
Go.
hi. Hello, everyone. Let's start this back from the top. Hello, everyone. Put a sneak in your bike. It is Saturday. Happy weekend, everyone. Hello, Sneak Squad and Sidekicks. Hope you're all living your best lives and ready for some sneaky fun today. My name's Brennan Mania. I'm alongside Ghost MF Lion. We are your commentators for today. We are ready to deliver both the sneak and the bike. If this is your first time joining us and you're justifiably wondering what is a sneak bike, let's give you the quick rundown. Our 4 runners for today will race through some retro games from a bygone era. They are not aware of the games ahead of time, hence the hashtag sneak. The first one to complete the given objectives in a game is going to be our number 1 good friend for that game, and maybe for the day. Who knows if we're feeling generous. The most things that we do, the commentators, from scoring to mercy kills, is arbitrary, but the fun is genuine. Our main goal here at Sneakbike is to build community through retro gaming, and we couldn't do that without each and every one of you. So thank you, all of you, for so much for joining us for today. On that note, let's toss it over to Ghost. Go ahead and introduce our runners, Ghost.
Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for that introduction. Today, we have Ruben joining us in the bottom left corner. We've got Total Nonsense up in the top right. We've got Copperwing SJJ in the top left. And then Trinity, who I believe it is her first time with us today, in the lower right. So I'm excited to see what everybody's got going on today. We've got 2 amazing games that are for sure going to be memorable for each and every one of us, and I'm excited to see it. Before we get too far into that, though, I'd like to throw a couple shout outs to people who, without this, none of this would be possible, right? So first off, let's start with our moderators, because they're always underappreciated. We got Borshi, we got Kaz, we got Mel, we got SoCal, we got Jen, and we've got Aceface, and several. You'll hear a couple of those names again because we've got Aceface producing today. Mel and Bears helped pick these games out, so if there's any issues with that, feel free to direct it over there. I hear Kia had a hand in it as well. Social media correspondent is Jen the Human. Thanks for throwing out all those shout outs, Aceface. Great job. And that's pretty much what we've got going today. You're going to hear Bren going into the other room, getting everybody started, and then we'll get it going. So what do you think, Bren? What do you think?
I think that was great, Ghost. That's the end of our broadcast today. Thank you, everyone, for coming over. And no. I think we're ready for racing now. So let's get some hype and some chat, folks. I'm going to go into the Racer channel. I'm going to tell the racers they can begin with our first game for today, which is Little Nemo, the Dream Master. So I'll be right back.
Has anybody played? Who we raiding? Excellent question. Has anybody played Little Nemo Dream Master here before? I remember playing this as a young whippersnapper. I believe Bren said the same thing, and we both had kind of similar experiences. Where I think when we saw it, it was like, "Oh, this is a great game! I can't wait for it." And then we started playing it and had a slightly different experience. So, yeah, for those of you who aren't super familiar with Sneakbike, we've got some fun stuff in store for you.
And they're off now. I'm back. They're going.
Welcome back.
Yep.
So what was your experience with this? You said you played it kind of in our pre-game warm-up. What do you remember about this?
Oh man, so this is Little Nemo, the Dream Master. I actually played this when I was a kid. It came out in 1990, I do believe, for the NES, and it was based off of the movie Little Nemo in Adventures in Slumberland, which itself was based on a comic from the early 20th century.
Wow.
And this is a notoriously difficult game, actually, and I think some of our runners are going to experience that pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So basically, Little Nemo.
Real quick, sorry to interject. Do you see where Total Nonsense is right now? Were you
Oh,
able
yeah,
to
yeah.
get out of that as a human? Because I think they are soft locked. Oh no, they got it. Okay,
no,
okay.
they're good. They're good. Yeah, Nemo, despite his short stature and his tiny little legs, has surprising jump ability. Like especially
Right?
coming out of water. I think Nemo is partly amphibious. But
Mostly.
speaking of amphibious, I see that.
Ooh, first death.
Oh yeah, no total nonsense takes a death right there. So if you take a look at Ruben down in the bottom left corner, Ruben is attempting to feed candy to their little frog friend right there.
Just over the top every time.
Oh gosh, yeah, and Copper is doing the same thing in the upper left. But essentially, one of the objectives here to get through the stage is there are different creatures throughout the
Copper
game
got
where.
it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. I think
Nice,
first in the frog, total nonsense, close behind. Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Copper and Total Nonsense both got the frog suits on. Basically, you feed candy to animals until they fall asleep, and then Nemo co-ops their physical being, as it were. And
Yeah, the
and
frog. Yeah, he like fits inside others. He rides on top of. Yeah, so it's kind of switches it up, right? And that,
yeah.
Did it take you? And it's only it's not all animals, right? Like some you can. Oh wow, Copper's on to the next one, and into the mole. That's the next step. They're moving right along. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Copper's figured out pretty quickly that you can co-opt the frog. You can become a mole. Copper also just grabbed a med kit, which actually fully restores your health. So that was a good get there too. So
definitely, they did miss something that I also missed. The key all the way on the left side of that room there, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know if you mentioned earlier, Ghost, but the objective to get through each stage is you have to collect a certain number of keys to unlock the door at the end. I believe in level 1, it's 6 total keys you have to get.
I think that's all of the keys. So you have to find every key. There's no like extras or anything like that. It's not like 6 of 8. You have to get all 6. And there.
Yeah, and Copper actually just got to the end of the level there. There are 6 locks that show up when you get there. She had 2 of the keys, so she was able to unlock 2 of them. But she has to go back and find 4 more. Oh, Ruben just took a game over, and Ruben's gonna have to start over again. Yeah.
So and then what we were talking about before, whether to continue or to start over, just because the continues like are pretty pointless. It seemed like, right? Because you lost all the keys that you had. You started back over at the beginning of the level, so all you really skip is like the cutscene at the beginning. And you see Ruben kind of trying to throw candy at the enemies, which is pretty pointless, right? Like you pretty much just have to dodge it.
Yeah, pretty much you have to get around the enemies. You can see the way Ruben's throwing the candy is it stuns them, but it doesn't do any damage to them. So it keeps them in place for a bit. Luckily, Nemo has an unlimited supply of candy, and he is, I'm sure, just a blast at Halloween, especially with the kids. But but yeah,
you get some candy. You get some candy. You get some candy.
Everybody gets a candy. Oh, and Ruben takes another death. Ruben's having a bit of a rough time out of the gate here.
Total nonsense getting to the door only with 4 keys, so they gotta go back and
so Total Nonsense is making good progress. Taking a death though. Total Nonsense, I believe, has 1 life left now.
Yeah. So
looking at Trinity, Trinity's not doing too bad so far. They've gotten 2 keys. They still have 2. They still have all their lives. It looks like.
They did the same thing I did when the first time through. I jumped on the mole and killed it. I didn't realize that it was something that I could take over. Right, because you're so used, like everything just attacks you in this game, and you have to kill it or dodge it immediately. Or,
exactly.
Or you die, as all of our friends are discovering here. Total Nonsense making their way over to that left side.
Ooh, Total Nonsense finding a little secret area there.
First one to make it over to this area.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even know about this area either. Oh, Total Nonsense finds a 1-up. It looks like she's gonna grab that. I mean, he's gonna grab that.
So I'm curious to see. So did you figured out what the purple dinosaur was for, right?
Yeah. So the lizard, it kind of looks like Barney, doesn't it? But
it does.
It's crawling around on all 4s. So,
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so what the lizard does, it allows you to climb up walls, and also another thing I noticed with the lizard too is that. You also get an additional health bar. So some of the animals, if you grab them, they give you an additional health. So like the mole and the lizard gives you 4 health bars.
But when you switch, you lose it.
Yeah, so if you switch back to like regular Nemo mode, you go back down to 3 health. So so there is that consideration. But yeah, these all these animals have different abilities. The frog is actually the only one in this level where you can actually jump on the enemies and damage them that way.
Yeah.
If the mole can't even jump, so that's a limitation there. And then the lizard, if you jump on an enemy, you take damage, so you can't really do anything with the lizard.
Right. Yeah, it definitely takes some figuring out because as you may have noticed, there's a lot of deaths that happen in this game, and it happens really quickly. 3 hits, it kind of seems like a lot, but all of these enemies, they respawn almost immediately. Like if you go slightly left than right, they come right back into the room.
Yeah, and as we're talking, Total Nonsense takes a game over, and Trinity also just took a death as we were talking about that too, and they're down to their last life currently.
Yeah.
So kind of a slow, action-packed but slow start to everyone. But I imagine someone's going to break through and overcome the difficulty curve here and move on to the next level.
And you had brought it up, and I didn't touch on it, and I appreciate you bringing it up. So the goal of this is to get to beat the second level, right? So they have to get 6 keys, I think, on each level. I didn't actually make it to the end of the second one.
That's correct. It is 6 keys for the second level as well. So,
and I don't think we have anybody who's like even seen all 6 keys for this one just yet. So
yeah, I haven't noticed yet. As Ruben takes a death, although Ruben has 3 keys currently, so Ruben is making some progress on his end too. Looks like Trinity just took a game over and is starting over again. So neck and neck so far.
Yeah, this, what they might refer to this game as?
What is that, Ghost?
As a great equalizer.
Oh, a great equalizer.
Yeah, it's a great equalizer. I would make the argument that this game, this level in particular, is a great equalizer for sure.
And it equalized the competition just right out of the gate. Like, astonishingly, everyone started tied for first place.
Absolutely.
Like, how often does that happen?
Very rarely. Almost never.
It might, it never happens. I think this might be the first time in Sneakbike history that's actually happened.
Can we make a note of that somewhere, guys? Do you mind making a note of that?
Do we have a Sneakbike historian? Maybe that's another job we should create.
Oh, which reminds me, if you want to be an archivist for Sneakbike, feel free to DM Mel. He's a great guy to get a hold of.
He might tell you that it's a made-up rule, complete nonsense, but I think because we just came up with it, it's canon now.
We'll find a way.
Canonically, we are in need of a historian.
We'll find a way to make it happen. Thanks for this shout out. Historian, I barely know. Oh.
Oh, Bears is channeling Echo here. Speaking of, I think Echo might win the competition today. I've got my money on Echo, even though Echo's not even competing.
Echo always wins. That's just the way. See, that's the way that Echo
somehow
works.
Find a way to win today.
They win, and then they win the following week. That's the Echo. It's the double dose.
Yeah. I think Total Nonsense has 4 keys currently. I think Total Nonsense is starting to get the hang of this. 5. Oh wow. Total Nonsense only has 1 more to find. If they can hang on here, it looks like they're going to go for that 1-up and give themselves a bit more of a chance to get through the stage. Copper has 5 keys and full life and is making her way toward the end of the stage.
Yeah.
Trinity's got 4.
Yeah.
Ruben's just grabbed the 3rd one, so everyone's picking up the pace here. It looks like this is getting pretty exciting.
What was your approach to getting through this area? I see some people doing the. So I guess you just took the frog suit over and did that.
Yeah, I mean the frog is the first creature you encounter, and it has a really good jump, so you're able to get to some of the higher areas you couldn't get with Nemo.
If you go down into that left side, you come out with the purple dinosaur. You can climb on top of all of that, and when you
Copper's got it. Copper's clearing stage 1.
Onto the second level. Nice
Copper
job,
is onto the second stage. Oh my goodness, good job, Copper.
Fantastic.
So one of the nice things I liked about this game when I was a kid is like just these little cutscenes between levels and just to progress the story. Like mom is yelling at Nemo, like, why are you sleeping? Why are you dreaming about being in a video game? Wake up and play some actual video games, dadgummit.
I think that's like an old school Nintendo trope. It seems like, right? Like just something that they do. Okay, so
you know what? Now that you mentioned it, I think there are so many games full of moms yelling at their kids for sleeping. Like that's how Chrono Trigger starts.
Total Nonsense just got the 6th key. Sorry to interrupt, but yes.
Oh yes, Total Nonsense. If you could just make it to the end of the stage. Oh, he's got it.
There it is. There it
Total
is.
Nonsense is
Great
joining
job.
Copper.
Great job.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, and I see Copper. So Copper just started the flower garden, and so we'll see this with Total Nonsense in a second. But Total Nonsense, when you start the second stage, there's a little friend that shows up at the beginning and kind of gives you a hint about, hey, go find my friend. They're under the water. And Copper totally got that hint right away. Like she dove into the water and found a friend who gives you a hint about how to get through the level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. And I see Copper has commandeered Donkey Kong, basically, as far as I can tell, although it just took a death, so.
Yeah, running low on lives there, too. Oh, Total Nonsense doing that same thing. Nice.
Yep.
So
so there's...
Okay.
Yeah, so
you're going to need the lizard's help to get to the next area. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so exactly, you're going to need the lizard. You're going to need the lizard to get through a certain part of the stage, and they mentioned that the lizard is kind of up in a tree section, and you're going to need the gorilla to actually climb up the tree to get to that lizard. So, so the game kind of gives you a little hint as to what you need to do to progress. So,
and that particular part of the level is insanely difficult, I thought.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Copper found the spot right now where there's this like really narrow tunnel that you can't get through by yourself. That's where you need the lizard to get through. So
I see. Okay,
Copper just found that out the hard way. Oh, and Copper takes a game over. Let's see if continuing lets her. Oh, continue, Copper, please continue. Don't start. Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I was we were talking earlier about maybe encouraging them to save state after beating level 1, but they can just click continue and do it that way. So
is there a limited number of continues or anything like that?
I don't think so. I believe you can continue as much as you want.
Awesome. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, until you're tired of playing the game. So
nice.
Oh, Ruben takes another game over. Ruben is I think getting closer to figuring out stage 1, but it is a tough game. So
Trinity's getting close, but I think they're missing a key there.
They're missing a couple of keys. I think there's one that they can get with the lizard right here in this spot.
Right. Yeah, there's one there, but I think they're missing like one other one.
Yeah, they may have missed that one that's underground with the mole. We have to like drop down and go off to the left, but we'll see if they figure that out. Yeah.
Oh. Oof. Total Nonsense is 0 lives, 2 hits away.
Yeah. So let's see if Total Nonsense I think had figured out where to find the lizard. I saw him climbing up this tree earlier trying to get to the lizard. So this is the part of the game I think is really going to bottleneck everyone because
I agree.
It is a really tough part of the stage. I think you said you played this earlier, Ghost, but
yeah.
As you're climbing up, you'll see this right here if you look at Total Nonsense in the upper right. As you're climbing this tree,
too, they're both in the same area.
Yeah, and Copper's up there too. So we'll see this with both of them, but oh no, did Copper freeze or did Copper just pause?
Maybe paused or clicked off or something.
Yeah, maybe pause, hopefully. But
let's check the channel.
But yeah, as we're checking that out, so Total Nonsense is going to climb up the tree, and we'll see here in a sec that as you're climbing up the tree in this next screen, Total Nonsense has to dodge all of these little like dandelion seed puffy things that are falling down as you climb, and looks like Total Nonsense has a pretty decent strat jumping off and punching, but you almost have to take at least one damage.
They respawn so fast. Like
they do respawn so fast.
They knock you down, and if you get knocked down, they respawn. It's brutal.
Yeah, and actually, Total Nonsense got the lizard.
They go right for you.
Yeah,
they go right for you.
This is one of the toughest parts of the stage, and they grab the key too. Dang.
One hit point here. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, true. Only down to one hit point. Only down to 1 health with 0 lives left. So we'll see.
No life. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how much longer they can last. And remember, on the lizard, you can't jump on anyone.
You can't really do anything. Yeah, if you touch anything, you die.
Like a monkey, for instance. You can't touch a monkey when you're on a lizard. It just doesn't work.
It's like a totally passive looking monkey too at that. Let's be honest. Like, he doesn't look angry or anything. He's straight chilling, bro. He's
That's
just straight chilling.
That's just straight chilling, just living their best life. You know,
Right?
what can you do?
I don't know.
You do-
We should all strive to be like the monkey in Dream Master here.
You know, when I woke up this morning, I was thinking to myself, man, I want to be more like that monkey from Little Nemo and the Dream Master. Like, they just got it together. They know what they're doing.
It's a good part of your morning ritual right there. And you'll notice that he's riding on top of the monkey. He doesn't like enter into the monkey like he does the frog. It's interesting what they chose to turn into like an animal suit and what they did and what they chose not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna duck out for a second, check in on Copper, and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
All right, I'll be right back, folks.
Cool. All right, so here, Total Nonsense heading back up there. Another shot at the title here. Let's see what happens. I really struggled with this part because on top of everything else, these little dandelion things, they come at you. They go back and forth. And once they get over the top of you, they like rocket down, right? So you gotta like dodge them, and once you get on top of the lizard, you can't throw candy and do anything. There's no like disabling attacks for it or anything like that. All right, so we're gonna see them going down into the little pathway for the first time, creeping through. Oh, and there are more dandelions. They're picking up the moth. This is all new to me. See, and the little wasp guy, he enters into. Interesting.
What we got? Oh, what? Oh no!
It just made it to the Total Nonsense. Just made it to the wasp. What is that? I guess for the first time.
So Nemo can also be a bee in this stage. Nemo can be all the bee that he can be in stage 2. Yeah, we just got back from helping out Copper, and we got the issue sorted out, it looks like. So Copper is still working on trying to climb the tree in level 2. Checking in on Ruben and Trinity. It looks like they're still trying to figure out level 1. Hopefully they're getting closer. But yeah, it looks like it's pretty much between Copper and Total Nonsense currently for the second stage. But I was going to say with a slight edge to Total Nonsense, but as I look at Copper, they made it to pretty much the same place that Total Nonsense did. The Total Nonsense did see the key up there at least, but I don't know. At this point, it's like, oh, there's an area. Yeah, there's probably a key in that area, right? Like, that's just kind of what you have to get from this game. Yeah, for sure. And that's just another one of the challenges of the game is, not only navigating and trying to avoid the enemies and figuring out how to get through the stage, but at the same time, finding the objects you need to get past the stage. And that's just another challenge altogether.
Absolutely. And I said it earlier, but it bears repeating, like having to find all the keys, it really does make a difference. If there were just a couple extra keys in there, like, that would make the levels significantly easier,
Yeah, and I do like, though, that when you get to the end of the stage, and if you don't have enough keys, at least the game will tell you. Yeah, at least they tell you how many are left by making some of the locks disappear. So I can go back and get. Yeah,
totally agree. Yeah,
exactly. All right, so Trinity is climbing the tree again, taking the other side this time. I think they're just trying a slightly different approach.
Nonsense. Total Nonsense. Trinity's still.
Sorry. Oh, my bad. Yeah, they're right next to each other. Yeah. Like, how did Trinity get to level 2 already? They didn't even finish level 1. Yeah, but it looks like Total Nonsense got the lizard again. So Total Nonsense is actually commanding this particular difficult part of the level pretty well.
Yeah, they're getting back to this part. This is they're making it and right there a death. They're getting right onto that edge, and that like you said it before, and I totally agreed. That's going to be the bottleneck. I mean, the first level was hard enough as we can see from Trinity and Ruben. No criticism there whatsoever. It took me a long time.
It's a tough game. I can't really fault anyone for having some difficulty getting through these levels for sure.
And this being Trinity's kind of intro to Sneakbike is a little brutal.
Welcome to
okay.
Sneakbike, Trinity.
Please.
This is your dig dug. This is your dig dug, Trinity.
But I think the next, it's good that we did it in this order, because the next game whenever I saw it, I was just like, oh, I love this game. This is like one of my favorite games. So
the next game is going to be a fun one. What is it? You'll have to stay tuned to find out, ladies and gentlemen.
One way to find out, guys. One way to find out. No spoilers in this commentary.
That's right.
Oh, it looks like Trinity is right there. They can see the 6th key.
5 keys. Did Trinity get the 6th key?
Not quite. They can see it. They need the lizard to get to it. Yeah. Okay, so Trinity's going for the lizard now. Can you make it from one platform to the other if you kind of move off to that left a little bit?
Here's the thing. Here's one of the weird things about these levels. So you see the wall that the lizard is climbing right now. That's exactly what I was about to bring up. Like, she just went right through the wall. So some of those walls, you can actually jump through, which is strange. So that one key that Trinity was going after, you technically don't even need the lizard to get to it, because you can actually jump through the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. See, the lizard is feels so broken sometimes. Like right there, you would expect it to just climb up the wall, but no, she fell to her death. It's like, oh man, it's so brutal.
So meanwhile, Total Nonsense has 4 keys now. Total Nonsense with the B.
Navigating nicely with the. It is a B. Yeah, B.
Yeah, that is a B. And I think I saw Total Nonsense actually figured out that you can shoot stingers while you're flying around in the air too. So that's going to be a very helpful tactic as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wonder what happens if you fall in the water.
So if you're in the B suit, if you fall in the water, you become paralyzed and you can't move. You have to actually eject from your suit to continue.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, it looks like Trinity is diving down here into an underground area where they can. Oh, gotta look out for that tree.
Oh man,
look out for that tree, George of the Jungle.
No.
I think Total Nonsense is hoping to become a tree, and unfortunately, you cannot become a tree in Little Nemo.
Leave this level, maybe.
And leave this level.
Exactly.
Oh, Ghost, you are a delight.
Back at you, buddy.
Total Nonsense has 5 keys, though. Total Nonsense could pull this out. They're kind of hanging on by a thread right now. Oh, and I jinxed them. I am so sorry, Total Nonsense.
We can no longer say when anyone is doing well. Like, I'm definitely not making mention of I even thought about jokingly not mentioning it, and they died right at that point.
Oh no, that wasn't a game over, was it? Okay, good. It was not.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Breathe it, be the tree you want to see in the world. I like it. That's
Oh. Thank you everyone for being here today for Sneakbike. I'm Brennan Mania along with Ghost Emmett Flyan. We are your commentators for today's race. If you are interested in joining us for sneaky Sneakbike activities in the future, you can join our we have a Discord, and we also have a form you can fill out if you are interested in participating for us in the future.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff.
Look at me. I say things and Ace drops things into chat. It's beautiful. It's like clockwork.
Teamwork. Sure. I love it.
Teamwork makes the dream work, yo.
Okay.
Hi, Brad.
Hi.
Ace, you're a treasure.
Okay, so Trinity is making it back to this same area pretty quickly, pretty consistently. That was something I did notice about this game, was once you kind of got used to how the levels worked, you could get back to the new areas early. Oh, it looks like Total Nonsense just made it to the
Total Nonsense has done it. Total Nonsense is our first place winner, our first place friend for Little Nemo, the Dream Master. So Total Nonsense can kick back and relax, and probably come join us in chat too, if they decide. But yeah, Total Nonsense finishes the second level first.
GG's, great job.
I don't know if Total Nonsense realizes that they don't have to continue.
Either way, they're crushing this one. So I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, I'm not gonna fault Total Nonsense if they want to keep playing. I mean, this is
Not
a
at
fun
all.
game. So
Victory laps for sure. Victory
Yeah.
laps. And
Victory
this one
laps,
actually looks
GGs.
pretty cool. You know.
Oh, Trinity has all 6 keys. Trinity is
Yes, and they're right
almost-
by the door.
yeah, and they are right by the door. Trinity's gonna make it. Trinity's got this.
Nice. GG onto the second level with
All right,
no
GG
lie.
Trinity.
Oof.
On to level 2.
Oh, and Ruben taking a game over.
Oh, Ruben's got to start over again.
Copper
Yeah,
is like really close. It seemed it didn't take Total Nonsense very long at all. Like once they got to the
Yeah,
B suit a couple times, it seemed like they were just like boop on to the next level, right?
yeah, like Total Nonsense. I'm really impressed how he got past the one part with the tree. I mean, I struggled with that, and
Yeah, me too. For real. Like I
Yeah,
eventually
so-
got to the point where I was just like, okay, I don't have to play this, so I'm gonna stop making myself play it because, yeah, I was getting a little frustrated with that part, to be honest with you.
yeah, exactly. But you know, Copper's got the lizard. She's on her way back down with the key, and I haven't been. Oh, and Copper takes a death.
Rip, man. As soon as you say it, you can't
shouldn't-
say anything nice.
I just should not. You know, I gotta do the opposite of what you're supposed to do with commentary. You know, how you're supposed to describe like what people are doing when they're doing it. Shouldn't do that. Like they're losing because we're doing our jobs and we're doing it too well. I think.
So some people are doing some stuff in some places and navigating some areas with some animals.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
and
seeing.
they may or may not be doing well. But who can say really? I have no idea. I'm just turning off my monitor now at this point. I'm just gonna guess. I'm just
Either
gonna
way-
straight up guess.
Either way, when jumps happen, they look very excited, you know. So
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
God, this is the
Lots of
most.
cartwheels.
This is honestly the most exciting round of Dig Dug I have ever seen.
Oh man,
I'm just picturing it in my mind's eye right now.
that is a game that must not be named. Okay, let's be real here.
That's true. Must not name it. If you name it, it will come back and haunt you.
Okay, so I think I can say this safely. Trinity did find the hint. They found the hint. So that's
All right.
the thing that happened.
Yep, that is progress. And Trinity has pretty much caught up with Copper at this point. They're both on the Flower Garden. They both have 3 lives, no keys. So neck and neck for good friend number 2 here.
Experience does speak a lot to this
Yeah.
game and this part in particular. So, you know, while they are physically close together, I would still give the edge to Copper. I'm you know, they're gonna pull through it. I can tell. I know it's gonna happen here. So.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, though, I am rooting hard for Ruben right now, who is still working on level 1. I know I have every faith that Ruben will get through this eventually, and I really hope for his sake he's able to do it here soon. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Well, I know Ruben's been playing Hades, so he's used to like dying pretty like consistently, right? Just over and over again. That's pretty much what happens in the game.
There's probably very little difference between this game and Hades, right? I mean,
It's basically the same thing.
yeah, I mean, you fight sexy gods in Hades, you fight sexy gods in Little Nemo. I mean, it just depends on your definition of gods and sexy, but you know, they're the same thing.
Unlimited candy in both of them, you know. Obviously.
Unlimited candy. Now, I've never
They both
played
exist.
Hades, but I can only assume that there's unlimited candy. So
There is,
you know,
yes. There's lots of candy and fun times and parties and you know balloons,
yeah.
pinatas, stuff like that. You know,
You're in your pajamas, I assume. Yep, sexy pajamas
yeah,
in Hades.
sexy shirtless pajamas mostly with you know deep V's. You know,
Indeed. Consummate V's, consummate.
All right, so Total Nonsense with the trophy for first good friend. What's the
Yeah. Total Nonsense is our number 1 good friend for
Number one
of
good
Little
friend,
Nemo
there.
today. Yeah.
Yes, excellent.
Just a reminder, everyone, we are doing 2 separate games today. After everyone's done with Little Nemo, we'll be taking a little break, and then we will move on to our second and last game of the day. So that's how things are right now.
Did we want to try to pull Total Nonsense in here and say a little something to him?
I mean, it's totally up to Total Nonsense if they want to, you know, just keep doing what they're doing, or if one of us wants to ping Total Nonsense, they can come join us in Twitch chat if they'd like. But
Okay.
I don't know. I'm basically avoiding responsibility.
What does our producer think?
Yeah, I mean, if our producer would like to reach out to them in a discreet way as to not tip off the other runners that somebody is finished, then
Right, I would not be
by all
capable of
means.
that. So I would like to point out that
I'm not going to tell our producer how to live his life. You know.
fair.
No.
I would like to point out that Trinity did what do you call it? I don't know what it is in Mario where you like push down and you like duck real fast. Do you know what you call that?
Oh, push down and duck real fast.
Mm-hmm.
In which Mario game are we talking about?
I see it a lot in so Bears knows what I'm talking about. They've like in games you just like I feel like each game kind of has its own thing where you know in Mario or like 2D games you push down and you just duck. You do that a couple times. Yeah, just a duck.
Oh, just for funsies? Oh yeah, like I just saw Ruben do it right there. Yeah.
It's like it's almost like so if it were a multiplayer game, it would almost be like a taunt. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I haven't really been noticing that, but now I'll have to keep a closer eye out for it.
I just noticed that Trinity did it, so it's like I don't know. It's almost like kind of like a flex. I don't know how to say it. Luridian, it's definitely been called teabagging and like what's it called in Halo and stuff like that, but I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it's called in other games. I was trying to avoid saying that, but thanks. And thanks for the raid.
Oh, Kat. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid, friend. How are you doing today? It's good to see you.
Welcome on in here.
Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. Welcome to Sneakbike Raiders. I'm Brenna Mania, commentating alongside Ghost MF Lion. We have some racing going on today. We like to race through retro games from bygone eras, and we have 4 racers today. We don't tell them the games ahead of time, but what they do is they race through the games, and you can see on the upper left side of our layout here, there is an objective they have to complete. So right now they're playing Little Nemo the Dream Master. They have to beat the 2nd level in order to be finished with their task for the game. Total Nonsense in the upper right corner has already done so, and we are still waiting on our other 3 racers to finish. But welcome in, Raiders. It's good to see you. Kat, thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you. We appreciate your face.
How was your stream? What were you streaming?
Looks like Kat was streaming. I don't know if it's pronounced Faye or Fee. It looks like Faye, like in Santa Fe, but I don't know anything about that game.
I don't either.
I have nothing of value to say.
So
but I wish I did.
So that's the value for iron, I think, on the periodic table.
Oh yeah, Fe. So it's like ferrous or something like that, or ferium, or however is the Latin. I don't know. I didn't take Latin or any language.
Nice. Okay. Well, cute but confusing. Fits our bill. That's pretty much what we've got going on here. Right. I would say too.
looks like Ruben has Ruben just kind of chilling there. Did Ruben pause, or is Ruben frozen on our end? We might need to check on that. But when we last left Ruben, he looks like he still had like 2 keys to find, and Copper falls into the abyss, never to return.
I did that a few times myself, just because that tree part is so tough. You're like, no, I just want to play other parts of the game, and it's like,
really no. Yeah, Trinity just took a death there. Yeah, this is truly a difficult part of the stage here. All right. Yeah, while we're checking out on Ruben, we'll okay, looks like we've got Ruben fixed now.
There he goes. Sometimes you just need a little pause break in between some of these runs. Gets a little stressful in there, I'm sure.
And unfortunately, it looks like Ruben had to start over there, so we'll just keep on trucking and see if we can get past level 1. He's getting closer to it. We found 4 keys last time, so hopefully you can find those last 2.
I mean, once, like, you know, it's the kind of thing where once you know where the stuff is and you know how the mechanics work, it's a little easier to get back to the place. But there's plenty of enemy spam to just catch your little 3 hits right in the middle there. But he's got it.
There, and that's a good point. There are some parts of this game where there really is, a good amount of enemy spam, so it can be really difficult to navigate that. Ooh,
which is that pretty much what happens on that tree. Those little the devilish dandelion things, they just crush so hard, man, so hard.
Yeah, Bears in chat has a good point too. That your character does move pretty slowly. One thing I noticed too is like you don't really have a run function. You're just one speed, and that can be frustrating as well because it doesn't give you as much flexibility to dodge or maneuver, get out of the way.
Well, and with the frog suit especially, is like he jumps really high, but he is so sluggish on the ground. Like you see Ruben walking around, and like I don't know exactly what Ruben's thinking or anything like that, but if you feel like you're behind and you're walking around in this frog suit, it's got to feel like you're moving so slow. So kudos, like I huge shout out again to the to the racers for just like sticking through a lot of this, because this is it's a tough, humbling game for sure. So they're making their way.
It really is.
Like I don't know, super proud of them. So
this game will absolutely cure you of any hubris that you may have, for sure.
Yeah, if they came into this like, all right, I got this retro game stuff down, I
very, very badly want Ruben to keep running to the left because I think he keeps missing that key over there.
I think so too. Yeah, and they're getting.
Oof. Yeah. So even if Ruben does get that fifth key coming up here, he's
gonna have to go back.
Still gonna have to turn around and figure out where that last one is. So
and he has no lives.
Oh gosh, yeah. Ruben's in a tough spot again.
He just changed out of the frog suit. Rip.
Yeah.
But oh man, and falling down, Copperwing struggling with the. I never tried. I didn't try that without the monkey suit. I don't even think it would be possible to get up there without that.
Yeah. One other nice thing about the game too, when I was playing it earlier, I'd forgotten how good the soundtrack is. Like the title
was really good.
Yeah, the title screen in the first level especially, like those are some really good tunes, and they immediately came back to me when I was playing because I remember listening to them all the time.
Again. She did the duck again.
Oh goodness. What the duck, everyone. What the duck.
But you're absolutely right. I was thinking the same thing while I was waiting for it to start. Like I think that would be just like a cool starting soon screen would just be like that, while you're standing, especially the second level. The intro to that I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started playing and I was like, oh, well, maybe not.
Yeah. Yeah, and another thing, if people didn't realize previously, this game was produced by Capcom. So the people who worked on this game have also worked on other series that you may or may not have heard of, such as say Mega Man.
I think Mega Man. Am I pronouncing? I think I've heard of that before.
Oh, maybe I'm mispronouncing it. It might actually be Eggman.
Eggman. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, I love that.
Which I believe is a Sonic spin-off, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it's a series starring the famous protagonist from the Sega franchise.
Did the Beatles have any influence on the soundtrack to that?
I wish I knew enough about the Beatles to be able to make the joke, but
fair enough.
But I'm going to assume yes. Yes, it did.
So what do we think about? Do we need to make any changes for this? Because it's looking like Copper. They're at the bottleneck, and Ruben is firmly on that.
Yeah, I reckon we should start making some adjustments here to help our runners along. I'm wondering about maybe instituting the ability to do save states at certain points. Like maybe, do we want to let that?
Look at Trinity go up. She's like straight up wall jumping that.
Wow, I
never did that. That's
incredible.
Pretty nice. She got some moves. Moves.
Yeah, if nothing else, Trinity does have some moves. Is this like Matrix Trinity? Is that like, wow, holy cow.
That was amazing.
Oh my gosh, what is this? What in the world? Oh wow.
Come on.
Keep going. You got 3 health.
Send it.
Just brute force your way through. Okay, I respect dodging.
Good. That's right. Oh, because if you
Trinity,
get knocked down to
Trinity just does not want to take a hit.
Come on. Yeah. Got it.
Wow.
Okay.
Trinity. Oh my gosh. No, you can't stop your lizard. Trinity, what are you doing? Oh no.
Okay.
Oh wow, that
Please.
was
Please.
very exciting though. Oh, Trinity missed the key. No, Trinity. All right, be careful. Oh, you can do it with the lizard too. Holy butts!
This is whatever.
Wow, I am
Oh,
highly entertained. Oh,
man.
Trinity. Oh, Trinity. Oh, game over. No, Trinity. Oh my gosh. Oh my
See,
gosh.
this is why I wanted to commentate, so I can just backseat and nobody gets mad at me or hears me. They're just
Yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, that's fine. Tell them what to do." They won't hear you or listen, but you know.
Later on, when we debrief with Trinity, they're gonna be like, "Ghost, I heard you backseating. What the dadgum heck?" But
this whole
holy
time
cow,
we're secretly just yelling in their ear.
not just
We
like
didn't know
that wall jumping strat though. That's like some Hollow Knight stuff right there.
Oh, that was. Yeah, we don't need to start talking about Hollow Knight, but yes, that you're absolutely right.
Yeah, because I'm still playing it, so no spoilers, please. But yeah, wow, that was incredible.
Yeah.
All right, checking in on Ruben here. So Ruben has 4 keys still, looking to get the 5th one, trying to avoid all the enemies here. But yeah, we might want to start thinking soon about letting folks maybe save state just for safety.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do we think? Do we want to?
How do the
like?
I don't honestly, like, we could almost just kind of give it a time and be like, let's just move on to the next game at that point. I don't know,
Yeah.
because it's like with the unlimited continues, the save state at the beginning of level 2 won't really matter, right? That doesn't really help Ruben, and we can't really have Ruben just move on to the second level. You know?
Yeah, true. We can't just help Ruben there. So, although Ruben's got 5 keys now, if he can go back and find that last
one key, you know, he's
got
close.
a couple lives to do it. So maybe Ruben can.
And I really want to see Trinity play some more of this.
Yeah.
And do this crazy jumping skill that they've got going on. Like, what?
I know. Yeah. What are we? Oh, Trinity. No. But yeah, I'm wondering if we want to just put a time limit on here. Like, do we want to maybe, jump into Racer Chat and say, I don't know, like, what do we think, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? What do we think sounds good?
Yeah, something.
What do you all think in chat? I see some comments in there. I'm just curious about what y'all.
Sleepbeak says we're only an hour into this. We should be having this discussion about 2 other hours. Having. So. Oh, okay.
All right. Set.
All right. Hold. Go ahead.
All right, so checking in. Oh, looks like Ruben's got the last key. I think if Ruben can make it to the end, Ruben's got, an extra life left. Ruben has full health right now. Ruben just got to make it to the end here. Oh, Ruben,
okay.
No.
So, yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you.
So Mel suggested allowing a save state after each key, which would probably be a good idea. And
I was kind of thinking about that too. Oh, Ruben, no. Oh, no,
Yeah.
Ruben.
Oh yeah, okay. So
Okay, so Ruben has the key.
Do that. Do you want to pop over there and just say that to him? Just be like, "Yo, you can save state after each key."
Yeah. Do we want to just go ahead and institute that now? I think I'd be fine with that.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll let Ruben save state now. So
yeah, I mean,
do this again. Okay,
spending an hour. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Cool. All right. Thanks for that suggestion, team. And I'm glad we've got that going now. But yeah, it's one of those weird things, because it's like I've been in that position where, you're stuck on the same game for an extended period of time and you're just like, man, I don't want to keep just dying to the same spot over and over again. It's just, frustrating, but you also feel obligated to continue on. So and
right. I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back. And so I think that this will be good to implement now, just because just for their own kind of like sanity more than anything else,
Definitely for racer health and for stream health, I think that's a good call. So Ruben's gonna get it. Ruben's crawling to the door. Yes, Ruben. Oh, Ruben has finally beat that first level. I am so happy. I'm so happy for Ruben.
He knew he had the save state and he's like, okay, I got it now. Got it now,
Yeah.
bro.
And I can also say from experience as a racer that, sometimes just having that extra security like really helps you mentally, and it kind
It
of
really does.
it unlocks something that allows you to just like perform better immediately. So
Totally.
that's great.
Especially like with Copper, because they've gotten the key a couple times, right? And they've climbed the tree, they've done the stuff, and it's like they've been spending the most time on it of anyone, you know what I mean? So yeah, I could definitely see them wanting to just be at the B part,
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
and I'm again excited to see the next game too, because I think it's gonna be just so much faster. It's gonna be going so much faster.
Yeah, I feel like the game we play after this one should not take nearly as much time, but
Not at
we
all.
we say that now, we could be surprised, but
Maybe. And
but I
like,
have faith in our racers though.
oh, for sure. And I remember, like, whenever it's so weird, whenever I powered this up, I was like, oh yeah, I know this game, this will be fun. And it was like, I had no, so here's the question. How do you not remember how insanely hard these games are as a kid? How is that not like everything you remember about it?
Gosh, and that's a really good question, and I feel like it's just time, I mean, this game came out in 1990, like I said earlier. That's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't own the game. Like, we only rented it from the local video store.
Right.
Back in those days when you would actually go to a local place and they actually physically had like the game cartridges and the VHS tapes. For those of you who are old enough to remember when VHS tapes were a thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I only really rented this game maybe only once or twice. So that's only like 1 or 2 weekends of actually playing the game, which is not really a long enough time to like really have it like fully imprint and have lasting memory on you. So
even though you rented it, your parents would still be like, "What do you can't play a video game all the time, right? You got to do like other stuff."
Oh no,
you still got to go to
not.
kid stuff,
No, yeah, you got to do other kid stuff like go outside and play and things like that. If that's a thing that people still do, do math. Like, son, go do math for 5 hours. That's I've just been making it up. Plus, I loved math, so I probably would have gladly done that. But yeah, so I mean. So you remember playing the game, and I think another factor is, I had a subscription to Nintendo Power magazine, and they really thoroughly covered this game too. Like, I read everything on this game about that, which I think is also why I was able to get through some of these stages as a kid, because I just did what the magazine told me to do. I didn't like figure it out. So So that's probably why I don't. Oh my goodness.
Those things are brutal, man.
Those things are brutal. Yeah, they come right for you. Those dandelion things.
There's no way to dodge them, really. Like, I mean, there is, but there isn't at the same time.
I mean, it's virtually impossible to not take damage on that section. It's a very brutal part of the level. In fact, you might say it's the great equalizer.
The great equalizer of the game. Of the level.
The great equalizer of the game, which is itself, as we established earlier, a great equalizer.
It is absolutely right.
Yes, perhaps the greatest of equalizers.
So, if I can interject real fast, something I think I noticed Copper Wing got the key at the top of the tree.
Yes,
but died before they were able to do the save state.
Oh dear, that's rough.
So they're still they're still repeating. Like, I don't mean to laugh, but they're still repeating. Doing it even after the save state, that's like especially brutal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and another thing too is like they'll have to be really careful about their save states as well, because they could grab a key and save state, but then they might only have like no lives left. So that's another thing to consider as well. So it looks like Copper just save stated right there. Yeah. With 2 lives left. So
I mean, I would have too. It's just like you're at least up there, Maybe. Let's see if they move from there.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she's just
not. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she stopped for a moment. I thought she was stopping to save state, but
Same. And I even saw it. I don't know what the letters are that's going on in their screen up there. But
I think it's her controller input that's just displaying on there. I think that's what she has going on.
That's pretty neat.
No, or maybe it's some kind of message from aliens. I mean, who can say?
Maybe
it could be one or the other.
It's probably a combination. That's the most logical, right?
Yeah.
It's her message to aliens that we are helping facilitate at this very moment.
No, I think they're trying to communicate with us. I think, or maybe aliens are trying to
it's
help
a conversation.
Copper.
Let's be real, you know.
Yeah, I think the aliens are actually trying to tell Copper how to get through the stage. Yeah, the aliens are backseating Copper. Gosh, we might have to disqualify Copper for getting illegal help from extraterrestrial life forms. Wow, Copper, survived that. There's like, that.
Get him out.
Yeah. Oh, she's got to be careful with those spikes too. Those are insta-kill spikes, as spikes tend to be. And I know a thing or two about spikes, having run into them many times myself in my days.
Yeah.
But yeah, Copper's got the B suit.
Get the key. Okay.
Yeah.
Save state here for sure.
Just Copper. So the thing with the B suit is, in order to fly, you have to keep tapping the jump button. Like, you can't just hold down. It's actually kind of a clunky control, and you can actually lose your flight if you're not careful.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I didn't make it to that part, so good on you for getting that far.
That's all right, Ghost. I did it, so you didn't have to.
Exactly. See, that's you come in for the expertise. That's your job.
Oh, if anyone's interested, I did look up the world record for this game. Any guesses as to what the world record speedrunning is for the Dream Master here?
I'm gonna guess that it doesn't actually exist. I think you're bluffing. I don't think anyone's ever actually beaten this game.
Let alone enough to set records, right?
It was like, record? Are you kidding me?
Record? I barely know her.
Please.
So I'll give that a second. See if there's any guesses before I reveal that. But I'll give you a hint. It is shorter than we've already gone. That's for sure.
Oh, I imagine so. I'm gonna say, I forget how many levels there are in the game. I'm gonna guess.
I don't even know.
I'll guess like an even 30 minutes.
Even 30 minutes. Ooh, dangerously close.
Oh, wow. I should back away then. I don't want to get dangerously close.
It's pretty dangerous. It's dangerously very close.
Should I be afraid for my life? Like, are people gonna come get me, or
mildly? I don't know. It depends on what you're allergic to be honest with you. You know how that
nothing
goes.
I am invincible.
Okay, well then you're definitely gonna die then.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. What a twist. It's so the world record for this is 23 minutes and 1 second.
Just wow.
Saying. Yeah.
That is fabulous. That is very impressive.
So we might want to think about wrapping this up, I guess, and we can just move on to the next one.
Yeah, what do we say? We want to give the racers, say, 5 more minutes and then just move on. Does that sound good, friends?
That sounds reasonable to me.
Yeah, let's see. All right. Yeah, Mel is saying 5 minutes in our ops chat, so I'm gonna go in and let the racers know.
Sounds good. Oh, Ace, let them know. Well, everyone's letting them know. They will be known. Oh no, Trent's so close. Yeah. All right.
Have been informed.
Yeah. That's well informed for sure.
All right. I'm actually going to go ahead and start the stopwatch on my phone right now. All right.
So Copper just got the key, drop down. Save it, save state it. Come on. I don't think they did. I think they're just continuing on.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if
maybe they don't know how.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. I did say, like, if you know how to save state, go ahead and save state, but if not, then I guess you just have to Oh well. We'll do better next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly professional in all of our endeavors.
Well, the good news is they won't need it for this next one. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. They definitely won't need it for the next one. So.
I don't know how to easily save state either. It's Shift F1, and then to load it, it is F1.
Yep. Yeah, but it's only easy if you know that. I had to look it up.
I had to look it up too. That's but I know it now because you do it a few. Give Evo a play on the Super Nintendo, and you'll learn how to do it quickly. I guarantee it.
Oh, Trinity takes a death trying to get that key with the B.
Oh no!
Trin, please.
Did they save state either?
I don't know. You know, I haven't noticed anyone loading save states, so I don't know if maybe they didn't catch me when I said it or what, but
they didn't catch you outside.
You know, just go ahead and blame me. I just did a poor job of informing them.
It's okay. We're all
throw
learning.
me under the bus. I don't care. I can take it.
Well, I don't need to do it yet. You know, once they get mad and they're yelling, then I can point.
No,
it's fine. It's fine. I don't care. It's totally cool.
No, I'm just gonna throw myself under the bus now to get it out of the way.
Oh, you have? You've seen some? Okay. Mel says that save states do exist. So.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, it can be a little tricky to keep track of things with so much going on, but.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, Ruben's climbing the tree. Let's see if Ruben is getting vengeance on those flowers. Like, you hit me, I will hit you back.
Donkey Kong smash.
I know, but the flowers brushed him.
Trinity is learned about the instant death for the spikes. That was pretty gnarly. I thought it was like especially gnarly hanging that one thing of health over all of the instant death. It's like it's hard. Normally it's the other way around where it's like it's one health for an extra life or something like that. But just it's a life for a thing. Something else. I don't know.
A life for a thing and a thing for a life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I legit don't know how to do it without taking damage either. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think it's virtually impossible. We got about 2 minutes left. So before we kind of cut them off here, do we also want to maybe go ahead and have a debrief with the racers after this game, just as like our halftime show here?
Sure.
I feel like they may want to get some things off of their chest before we move on to the next game. So
no doubt. Yeah. For sure. I think that's a great idea. I'm curious to hear Copper's point of view and their experience with the game.
Yeah,
sure.
and gosh, Trinity has just been so close to getting this. I mean, my goodness.
I'm curious if they play Mario Maker. That's gonna be one of the questions I ask, just because of the ducking and the wall jumps like that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah. like bravo for figuring out the wall jump technique on the tree. I was very impressed and excited by that.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, we got less than a minute left before I'm gonna go in and.
Okay.
All right, you did your best, everyone.
Yeah,
we're all good friends here.
Absolutely. Have we heard from Total Nonsense? We can try to pull them in there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Total Nonsense might have beaten the game by now if he kept going.
Right? Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to what happened.
I think he might be going after that speedrun world record.
They just started over. They're like, okay.
I gotta say, it's a shame we're not passing it because we won't have proof of it. But oh well, we'll know in our hearts. Yeah, Total Nonsense will have the world record in our hearts.
Absolutely,
and minds.
The world record of our hearts for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you want to.
Yeah, it is just about time, and now in fact it's 5 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them know that we're gonna call it, and we'll give them a moment, and then we'll pull them in for commentary. So be right back.
Sounds good. They moved on to doing little Nemo randomizers. Yeah, exactly. That enemy randomizers at that, so it'll so these little guys can just go wherever. Ruben like immediately stopped as soon as he went in there. Trinity is still kind of, oh nope, looks like they stopped too. So we'll have the world records of our hearts and minds. Exactly.
Yeah, world records of our hearts and our mimes, indeed. All right,
And
I just let them know that we're stopping. Yeah, looks like we are switching over, and we got a short little break here. So, Ghost, we can pop over into the race chat, and then we can go ahead and debrief with our runners on the first game.
Sounds good.
See you there.
Dylan.
I hated it.
That was something.
Come on, I figured out the issue is that the things respawn way too quickly.
Uh-huh.
This one's so fast. The second level, I was like, they're everywhere. I
Like
was
literally
so-
1 second between respawns of those stupid flies.
those
Yeah.
freaking flies. And then it wasn't even the flies. It was the spores on the tree. I was like,
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yes.
react. Oh my god.
I think it had to do with where the screen was in proportion to you more than like the amount of time. So what a lot of times would happen is you would go up to an area, spawn the fly, fall down, then go back up and respawn the fly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was brutal for sure.
Yeah, that was a particularly brutal part of that level.
I didn't finish it. I got like 3 keys max, and then I got stuck at where you had to fly back up or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
Like I knew what I had to do, but it was getting through freaking everything.
did you guys know how to save state or?
Yeah, and I
I had
did
changed
it.
my settings, but then it didn't like save them. So I
Okay.
wasn't able.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
We were kind of curious about that because we saw, I don't know how much save state we saw going through there, but yeah.
I feel like I
Did
did
that-
it 15 times after you said we could. I was like, oh, I hate it here.
so what did you think about? Let's kind of go one at a time. Maybe try to say a little bit more about what you thought. Total nonsense. What did you think about that game?
It reminded me that I was a lot better at games as a kid. I don't know, man. It was. They don't make them like this anymore. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Make them fairer.
Yeah, for sure, fairer. So total nonsense. What do you? So we kind of talked about that in the commentary as well. What do you mean you're better at games as a kid?
I think that I was just more willing to throw my 7 and 10-year-old body against the wall until I figured out something that would work, even if it was inefficient or whatever. I had nothing but time as a child, and so it was like,
Right,
okay.
but
this
what
is
about
fine.
in games though?
Well,
just kidding.
like I don't
throwing your body
play
against the wall.
platforms.
Sorry.
Literally and figuratively, exactly.
I mean, like literally, it's just like throwing it at the wall. I don't play platformers. That's not. I'm like an RPG player.
Right.
So because I get frustrated at stuff like this pretty quickly.
For sure.
Yeah. I know you're used to. I know you do. Final Fantasy speed runs and things like that. So this is probably a little bit out of your element, I would imagine.
Yeah, just a bit. But it was fun.
Yeah.
Good.
I wanted to ask Trinity, how did you figure out that wall jump trick you were doing on the tree? Because Ghost and I were both sitting there and we were like, what the heck? How
And
did you
the
figure
ducks.
that out?
And the
The wall
ducks.
jump? Oh, the ducking?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of just hitting buttons, so I figured out what they did.
Okay.
And I was
But
like, oh,
you did the wall jump like really quickly. It seemed like
Well, I just figured it looked like a Mario thing to me, and I was like, well, he can grapple on walls, so I may as well try it. I don't know.
do you play like Mario Maker and stuff?
And I did a little bit because my brother got really into it, but
Okay.
I grew up playing a lot of like Mario platformers, and like Super Mario Galaxy was always my favorite, which isn't the same thing necessarily, but like, I don't know. I thought it was really interesting, the mechanics of the animals, so they all have a different mechanic, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of them you can take out enemies, some of them you can't. And then like, because the lizard, I was like, oh, I can hop on them, and he couldn't
Right.
do that. So that was definitely like a bit challenging, kind of figuring out like what every animal did through trial and error.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
And I think the hard thing was the gorilla. I liked the being able to punch enemies, but like the gorilla didn't have a lot of mobility, like ducking or being like, it took up a lot of space. So I was like,
Yeah, especially with those like the little dandelion things that were just like homing beacons at you, right?
right, exactly. But I noticed as a kid, it was way easier to dodge them than on the gorilla for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. What did you think about that being the first game that you've ever played in Sneakbike?
Oh, God. I mean, it was definitely kind of weird. I kind of like the concept though. So it seems like he kind of goes off into like these weird dreamlands, and then like it's almost kind of, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Labyrinth or like I can't think of the movie, but that movie where there was like this big dragon and I don't know, it's really trippy and all the animals are kind of low key, kind of creepy. I cannot think of the name of the movie, and it's like a classic, but I can't. It's escaping me. But it's like that kind of vibe, kind of weird, kind of fantastical, kind of creepy, kind of unsettling. But I liked it a lot, surprisingly, actually.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. So Copperwing said they were saying please end me like 30 minutes ago.
Once I got on the gorilla and I was like, oh god, this is terrible, because I just kept on grappling every single wall. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
Just remind me what the name of Never-Ending Story.
Never-ending story.
Yeah.
La 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 la.
King's Speech, exactly.
Yeah, just that gorilla just really screwed me up. And I had like the beginning part pattern down, but just the flies were wrecking me, and then the dandelion spores.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. I actually played through some of the game this morning, and that was the part I had the hardest time with, just because those spores just keep respawning there like immediately. So it's definitely a tricky part of the game for sure.
Copper, I didn't make it past that part either. I was playing it before, and I was eventually just like, okay, I'm done playing this. Let's move on.
I managed to get down to the little fly dude a few times, and then I just couldn't figure out how many jumps I had because the spores were wrecking me down there.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. Sorry to butt in, but just the bee I noticed had like limited buzzes. I thought it would work like Kirby, where he could just like bloop 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 across like everywhere, you know?
Yeah,
It didn't work like that. I was like, wait, how many do I have?
and whenever I tried to figure that out, I died, and then when I leapt off into the abyss to avoid the spores, I died again.
Yeah.
Yep. Darn that abyss and darn those spores.
Died if you do, died if you don't, sounds like.
Exactly.
And I found the spikes, so that's the important bit.
Yeah,
You gotta find the spikes. I can hard relate to that for sure.
Gotta check them out nice and close.
One last question. I actually want to ask Ruben this, because Ruben, I believe, is our veteran playing today. So Ruben, curious to know your thoughts about this game, and how does it compare to some games that you've played in the past on Sneakbike?
It's just as hard. I'm just trash at these games. That's all.
Ruben, we were cheering hard for you, man. Like, this is a tough game, and we were so happy when you made it past that first level.
Yeah, I didn't even get a key in the second level. It was hard.
It's a brutal game.
Right there with you. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself. Those games, it was real hard, man. And like where you got was pretty much where everybody else got to. Like the others got there maybe a little sooner, but it was all pretty close, man. For sure.
I like the game though. I like the way the little dude is strutting around like he's actually doing something, but he's just dying.
Yeah, mostly jumping like the big jumps with the hands over the head and everything, and then the cartwheels. Right, that's mostly what he was doing.
Oh yeah, basically.
All right, racers. Well, thank you all for your commentary, for your insights. What we're gonna do now is just take a quick 5-minute intermission so everyone can get up and stretch and use the bathroom, and then we'll be right back here for game number 2, which we think you're all gonna love. So we'll be right back. All right. Thanks a lot, runners.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Cool. And welcome back, everyone.
Hey, we are back. We are ready for round 2. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Ooh, ooh.
ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I don't know what I'm doing. Anywho.
Ooh. And as
All right.
you can see,
Yep. Our
that's
second game is Dr. Mario.
to
Hold on one sec, folks. I think we need on our end the screen share and Discord so we can time our commentary with what's actually going on. So, but as soon as we get that set up, I'll go in and let the racers know that they can start. So
there we go. So at one thing we do know is the game itself, and that is one of my all-time favorite games, Dr. Mario.
Woo! That's another childhood classic.
And I think one thing we should do is refer to each other as Doctor throughout the course of this.
I think so, Dr. Ghost. I believe so.
Thank you, Doctor. All right, so Dr. Ace, could we get make sure Trinity's set up and Copper Wing? I think it looks like we're good to go with Total Nonsense and Ruben, though. Do you remember playing this game as a kid?
Yeah, I mean, I remember there's another game I remember when it came out, and no, I played it for the NES. I actually owned the Game Boy version.
Nice.
And played that a lot.
Deep cut right there.
Yeah, definitely a deep cut, and I spent many an hour playing this game, and yeah, it looks like we're still waiting on Trinity and Copper, make sure they're okay. But once we get that squared away, we will.
Copper is coming on.
Copper. Yeah,
I'm sure we'll get Trinity momentarily. And one thing I do that I think really takes me back. I think this is going to be a nice balance of kind of like new age and retro at the same time, because I remember, and I'm sure you do too if you have siblings, playing this game with my sibling, with my sister as a kid, in this like split screen that we've got going on right now, where you're just like, trying to beat one another. So I'm super excited about it. It's going to be really exciting. I'm excited to have this like 4-way action going kind of all at the same time. Curious to see how we're going to be able to keep up with everything. I guess just like total number of virus and stuff like that. Hey, Trinity's on there now.
Yep. So, yeah, for sure.
But the most important question is this: what game music do you go with? Chill or fever?
Oh man, I think I'm a chill guy myself.
Chill?
Also, I like the tune Chill.
Same. I'm a chill dude myself. So I'm curious to see what these guys pick. So you want to hop over and get them started?
I'm gonna walk over and get them started. Be right back.
Sounds great. Poll. Yeah, good idea. All right. Oh man, I'm excited. Is a chill dude. Bill Bears is a chill dude for sure. I'm so happy. Okay, so let's see what they pick. Let's see what the racers pick. This is the moment of truth here. Well, not quite. Wait for it. So fever.
Yeah, I think they're not even choosing.
They're just mashing.
Right, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Trinity. Change into chill.
Oh, nice.
Ruben skipped.
Ruben started on level 1. I think we got to go back and tell him to start on level 0. Hold on a sec.
Okay. So this is moving pretty quick. I think we're gonna see who has played this game before and who has not played this game before pretty quickly. Already down to 2, and both Total Nonsense and Copper. Ruben has a nice stack going, and so Trinity's got kind of a hodgepodge of stuff going on over there. Copper already on the level 2. We knew this one was going to move a little faster than the first one. Copper clearly has played this game before and is, they're setting up combos, nice moves. Total Nonsense trying to get some red, but it looks like Copper is really moving quite along. They're probably going to be done before Ruben even gets to where he's going. Oof, there he goes. He's on
He's on to level 0. Perfect. Trinity still trying to dig himself out of their hole there. Missed by Total Nonsense. So close on that red. That's okay. This one, just got to line it up. We'll put it on, move it on to the second level. So this one, I don't think we mentioned this. You just have to beat the first 3 levels. Whoa, what? What's going on with Copper here? What are they doing?
All right, friends. So we got things sorted out. We know the objective on the screen says beat levels 1, 2, and 3. I've just told the runners that we want them to do levels 0, 1, 2, and 3. So the objective is still ultimately the same. Get through level 3, but start at level 0.
Okay. So Copper intentionally died, but they did it correctly, and then they changed their music to chill. So,
Copper probably just really wanted chill as the music. So I can understand. I can understand just completely wrecking your game just for music's sake. But that's a good combo Copper just did. So this game is kind of similar to Puyo Puyo in some ways. It's not exactly the same, but having putting in some combos like that where once you eliminate one virus, bits of these pills.
It makes it clearer. It makes it clear who's played the game before, right? Those kinds of moves, for sure.
Totally.
And Copper reason right back through that first level again, so they're right back in the game with Total Nonsense. That's my money. That's who my money is on is Copper at this point, I think.
Yeah, I have a good feeling about Copper right now. Total Nonsense only has a couple more viruses left to get in level 1. Oh, down to 1 actually. Meanwhile, looks like Trinity's still working on level 0. Ruben is still looks like Ruben is working on level 0 right now. We might need to refresh his feed, but Total Nonsense is already on to level 2. So this could go pretty quickly here. Yeah. Meanwhile, we did just have a poll in chat about the preferred music choice of everyone there, and it was unanimous that Chill is in fact a better tune. So
excellent.
Nobody wants a fever.
Blowing the competition out of the water. Yeah. It's a chill stream we got going here.
This is a chill stream.
Ruben is struggling to get this going. Too bad. And
he's probably going. We just gotta probably get the feed fixed there. But our top-notch producer Ace is on the case.
He's on it.
Ace has been doing a fabulous job today. I know it's Ace's first time producing, and Ace has been marvelous, and I commend him for all of his hard work. So,
all right. So
props to Ace.
It's coming down to Copper and Total Nonsense here. They are both on the final level.
Yeah, they are pretty neck and neck right now.
4 viruses is different. Okay.
Trinity takes a game over. So Trinity will have to start over again. But the nice thing is, if you take a game over on a later level, you can just start back up at that same level. So there's no backward progress here.
Oh, but they're starting over at level 0. They might not know that.
Yeah, looks like Total Nonsense is having a bit of a hard time with that blue virus in the middle of the screen. Got a stack of yellow there, but they're fixing to fix that. So
it's easy to
might get it here.
It's easy to I think maybe nerves a little bit or something. Just be a little off in your lineups, and it throws you off.
Absolutely,
it puts you back a little.
Absolutely, it's one thing to play this game on your own. It's another to play it under pressure like this, especially in a competition. But
yeah,
but, Copper is caught up with Total Nonsense now. Copper's actually they're tied for first right now. They both have 2 viruses left to go in this level. Copper is in good shape right now.
One away.
Oh, Copper has cleared level 2. Holy butts.
That's a wrap. Good job. Good comeback from Copper. And they're continuing on.
Now she's just got to get level 3, and she'll be our number 1 good friend for Dr. Mario.
Is it beat this one too?
She will be. Yeah. They still got to get through level 3.
Okay. I thought that was it, but Total Nonsense has a hill to climb.
There's more.
But wait. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So Total Nonsense moving on now. Seems like they're hitting their stride a little bit more. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Total Nonsense is on level 3 as well. But Copper's only got 10 more viruses to go, and if she makes it to the end, she will be Dr. Copper.
Dr. Copper,
our number 1 good doctor friend.
You're 100% right about that, Doctor.
That's Doctor. It's true.
Doctor.
Oh, we've got Ruben back now. So Ruben is
all right.
Ruben is working on level 0 currently.
Rocking
Got
and
3
rolling.
viruses to get. And let's see. You know, Trinity is still working on level 0 as well. But it is down to Copper and total nonsense for the title of Good Doctor #1. It's like nice approach by Copper there, using that stack of blue, but taking a pill with a blue and a red on it to get like 1 red down to that red virus all the way.
Yeah, it's all about
On the
setting those
left.
combos in this game. And
And taking that red virus out. Good job.
down to 4, final 4 away.
Final 4 for Copper. Got 9
Nonsense.
left for total nonsense.
7 now. Catching up quick. These little buggers can go off pretty quick. That's an interesting placement for that yellow, but okay.
Yeah, I will say one thing that was throwing me off when I was playing this game a little bit this
Ooh,
morning.
nice. Okay, yeah.
Oh, and you know, Copper's clearing the way here.
Yeah.
Like some more modern games, like some more modern versions of Tetris have like an instant drop mechanic, and I was trying to like do instant drop in this game just instinctually, and
Nope.
There's no instant drop here. So
It's a slow fall. It's a slow fall.
it is a slow fall. You speed it up by holding down, like Copper's been doing here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Copper might have had like a little misstep there. She's trying to get that red virus. Oh, she's just got 1 to go. Copper has 1 left. Oh, but nonsense is only 2 left.
Ooh. Oh, 1. Oh, no.
Oh, it is neck and neck here, and I think Nonsense might be in a little bit better shape here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. They just
Nonsense
need
just
one
needs
yellow.
1 more yellow to get it. Oh, this is coming down to the wire.
Oh, wow.
Copper needs 2. Oh, Copper! Oh, Nonsense squeaked that out. Copper.
Wow. If
Copper
they
had turned that pill, she would have gotten it, but Nonsense with the win. Nonsense is our #1 good doctor
was
for
neck
Dr.
and neck.
Mario.
Oh, and there goes number 2.
Copper's got it now too.
Oh, close.
That was a
So
close
close.
one. Oh, that was so exciting. GG's Nonsense. GG's Copper.
Wow. That was so
wow.
Just
Holy
that slight
cow.
turn would have done it. Oh, that's so crazy.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Great job. That was exciting.
Yeah.
That was exciting.
That was some good performance under pressure right there from both Copper and Total Nonsense. My goodness.
Yeah.
What a run.
All right. And it looks like Ruben is putting it together, right?
Yeah, I think Ruben is
But
Ruben almost had the blue virus there, but unfortunately spun it just the wrong way, which can happen.
I really have no idea how instinctual this game is. Oh, Ruben, I guess he's figured out some parts of it. You know that you can
that
from the
was a
top
good
and the
move.
bottom.
Yeah, that was a good move by Ruben for
And it was
for getting
planned
that
out,
in the
too.
bottom corner. Yeah. So that was some good stuff there.
It wasn't like an accident or anything like that. He knew what he was doing there.
Yeah, no, Ruben can get this. It's just you just got to get the right pills, like at the right time. You know, there's definitely not enough luck to this.
And then game
unfortunately, game over there. But
yeah, and probably tell them that. I think the thing they might not know also is that you need 4 to get rid of it otherwise. So that's good information.
yeah, in order to eliminate each virus, you have to make sure that there's
because that's not very instinctual. It does seem like Trinity understands. Watch them. Yep, they understand the 3 lineup. I'm curious about the 4. But yeah, it'd be a good thing to remind them for sure. If you want to pop over there and do that. So yeah, but it does look like Ruben's about to move on to the 2nd level, and Trinity's getting right along there too. So yeah, they're both progressing quickly. It takes. I don't think this game is very instinctual. Just like knowing that you have to line up certain numbers of the pills, and how to get rid of them. It seems like that would be a little difficult to grasp. Yeah. See.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it looks like Ruben's about to clear it now. If you can just put that red pill in the. Yeah, there we go, Ruben.
Nice.
That's it. That's it. Good job, Ruben. So Ruben's on to level 1. And hopefully Trinity is gonna sort it here. Yeah, Trinity could have And this is a difficult move with that double blue pill that Trinity have. She could have actually slipped it in there underneath the blue virus to eliminate it there, but that's also a tricky maneuver to pull off.
Right. And again, it's like you don't necessarily know that. You might understand, okay, I need to line up 3, on top of it or whatever, but you don't necessarily, that might not necessarily translate to below it or to the side of it or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that really does make a difference. Because, we saw Ruben pull a couple of those moves before in order to progress there.
So Ruben's working on level 1 here. And again, as we said before, the nice thing is once you clear a level, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning when you game over. So so we're in good shape there. Ruben clearing a yellow virus right there. Trinity's still working on that blue. I think she probably has something in mind, but let's see what transpires here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so up that
Ruben
yellow.
Just stacked another. Yeah.
Oh, that's a tough spot for Ruben to be in there.
Oh,
that can be tricky. Oh, Ruben takes a game over, but
he had all the room in the world there.
Doesn't have to go back to level 0 there. So
that's good. Yeah,
just start right back where you left off.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. It's nice to start with a couple double blues. It gives you a quick elimination there. So that was good.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Trinity's still trying to get that blue. I think she's fixing to maybe try to clear off the yellows on top of it before going after it directly, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Ruben taking out another blue one. He's down to 5 for level 1. Goodness. But yeah, it can really get out of hand fast if
it really does.
Things pile up. Yeah.
Right in the middle on that one. There it is.
Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. Ruben's putting something good together here. Yeah, I think he's about to take out that yellow one. Bam. Nice.
Yeah, he's moving right along.
There.
Yeah, it seems like he's really starting to understand at least the basics of it, of what he needs to be doing. And
yeah, he's putting this together now. Oh, looks like Trinity had to start over on level 0, so hopefully Trinity can put this together. Looks like she's targeting that blue in the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens here. Oh, she nearly she could have snaked that in there with a couple of rotations the other way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's almost like a T-spin in Tetris if you can pull that off. You can kind of slip it in right there, but
she did it. Right here. It turned in the order probably opposite that you had intended to go.
Yeah, no, the move itself worked. Just the positioning of the pill wasn't what she wanted to take that thing out. But
it can be.
I think she's trying to come at it from the side here.
I think
she's coming at it from the side.
Come on, there it is.
Yes. Oh, good move.
Excellent.
Good move. Meanwhile, Ruben's on to level 2 now, so Ruben's plugging along. Yeah.
So after some initial speed bumps, both of them I think are catching on, moving on pretty quickly for this.
Yeah, Trinity is close now. She just needs one more yellow. Oh, and it's in the queue. Oh, Trinity! Oh no!
No! Oh my God!
Trinity! Oh, so close.
She's in such rough shape.
This game is unforgiving.
Come on, you got it. She's getting it
she
around.
Can still do this. She is trying to. Yeah, she is doing everything she can to salvage this.
Stack it up.
I think she's trying to. Yeah, really, what she's got to do is come at it from underneath, I think. Or maybe she could also be waiting for a double red to kind of clear out the top section too.
Maybe
that might be what she's doing. I think she might be kind of stalling for time here. I mean, there's some different ways you can approach this section. But yeah, it looks like she's just trying to
a fair amount of panic, I'm guessing, is probably what's happening right now.
That's entirely possible. Okay, here's a double red. Let's see if she does. Oh no, she didn't.
Hey, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna let them keep going a little bit longer here. For the sake of time, we're gonna either cut this off in about 10 minutes, or if one of them makes it to the end first, we're gonna go ahead and cut it off there too. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my stopwatch here. But I should also
probably stopwatch.
Yeah, and you know what? We should probably also. Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just give them a 10-minute heads up too, just so they know as well.
I mean, I don't know. Ruben is almost there.
Yeah, maybe I don't need to.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
he's getting he's close. He's close.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Ruben is
if he games over, I feel like he'll get on to.
Right.
I don't know. He's in kind of a tough spot right now, though. Oh no, maybe.
Yeah. Let's see if he can spin that around. Oh,
That's
that was a
okay.
good try.
He's gonna do the double yellow.
He can drop that down. Oh, that's actually not what I was expecting, but
Didn't expect
that was
that
a good
either.
move.
But it worked.
Oh, here we go.
He got it. Nice
He's
job.
got it.
Nice
Ruben just
job,
has one more
Ruben.
level to go. Oh my goodness. All right.
Good job, Ruben.
I have started the timer. We've got about 9.5 minutes left, but Ruben,
Ooh.
let's see. Oh, off to a bit of a rough patch there,
Woo.
but you can recover from this.
He's got it. He's got it. What scuff? It's fine. Just pop it on there.
Yeah.
Like it never happened.
You know what?
Like it
I
never happened.
take it back. It's probably not scuff at all. It's probably part of Ruben's strategy because Ruben has his calculated, cold, cruel, and calculated.
He's marinating this game. Is what he's doing.
Oh yeah. No, he's just
Oof.
no, he's just savoring this really. Like I don't think he wants it to end too quickly. I think he just really wants to,
He knows.
make it more challenging.
He's trying to get his TV time in. Is what he's doing. You know.
Oh yeah, he's just showing off at this point, really. I don't know why we're giving him oxygen here, but that's what we do.
Okay.
Oh man, let's check in on Trinity.
Trinity.
Here.
Oof. Trinity is. Very close. I think.
Oh, is she gonna? Oh, I thought she was gonna try and stick that blue section right underneath her blue because she can take it out there. She can do that. Oh, Trinity.
So close. So close.
Let's see. Ruben's down to 11. Ruben just has to clear out, 11 more of these, and
Mm-hmm.
and he will be our number 3 good doctor.
Good doctor.
All right. Oh, Ruben is setting up nicely for that. You see that red kind of in the bottom right? It just needs to, slip another red down there to take it out from the side.
Oh, there he goes.
Clearing the way to.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
good.
doing some cleanup right now. Good stuff, Ruben.
Yeah. It's okay.
Here we go. Here's the red he's been waiting for. Yeah, he's gonna drop it right there.
Excellent.
Good stuff.
Double shot there. That was great. Great placement there.
All right. Yeah, let's see if I think he might employ a similar strategy with some of these reds here. Yeah, he's coming at another red from the side. Oh, quiet maneuver out of the way. Oh no! Oh, Ruben! Oh no! Oh, that got out of hand quickly.
That's okay.
Oh,
That's okay.
poor Ruben.
He'll bounce back. He'll get
Trinity
it.
just did a double clear right there. She used a double red to clear out 2 red columns and make her life a little bit easier. Give herself some breathing room.
Good. Yeah, she's getting there. She's getting there.
Yeah.
She has a colorful screen, if nothing else,
Yeah, it is very colorful. I do enjoy all these colors, and it is pretty to look at, like a Christmas tree.
She is
Seasonal.
she's staying alive also, like.
Oh
and
yeah,
she's got stuff kind of all over the place, but she's not. Just she's staying in there.
absolutely. She is hanging tough. I would really love to see her clear at least one level here.
Mm-hmm.
We still got about 6.5 minutes before we cut things off here, but I'm really pulling for Ruben here too. Like Ruben is so close to have this. He's having a pretty clean level 3 right now. This go right here.
Careful.
Yeah. Oh, Ruben, you can take that one. Yes. Good job.
I'm saying careful to you. Careful saying he's doing good or anything like that, because
Oh right. Yeah. The commentator jinx can't have
Exactly.
that. Ruben is just playing a game at some level of skill that I will not mention.
With some level of competence,
Yep. A level of competency. Yes. Yes. Oh man. Let's see.
It does look like Trinity's making progress, though. I think that they might.
Oh yeah. Trinity's having a cleaner level 0 now. Trinity has she's gotten 1 virus taken out. Looks like she's trying to get that blue.
Almost. Cool.
Good stuff. All right. Let's see.
I didn't even. Somehow I didn't even notice that red one in the corner there. It was hidden.
Yeah, that red one in the bottom right corner on Trinity's screen is like, yeah, just hiding there, just like being sneaky, like a
Straight
sneak
creeping.
bike.
Just straight creeping.
Speaking of Sneakbike, what is Sneakbike?
What?
If you are interested in joining us at Sneakbike, we have a Discord where we hang out outside of stream. And if you want to actually participate as a commentator or as a racer, or maybe do some background stuff, we have a forum. Thank you, Jen, for dropping those links into chat. So if you want to join us in the future and be a part of Sneakbike, check it out. We love new people. That's right, Mel. We absolutely love new people. We actually abhor veterans, but we love new people. This is actually a one and done position. This is my first and last time commentating.
You will never hear from us ever again.
It's true.
Thank you.
Seriously though, we are all about community here at Sneakbike,
sure.
and we've got some good friends here. And come join us. Be one of our good friends.
We've been playing some Hollow Knight randomizers as well, which has been awesome. If you're interested in that, that's been just a blast and a half, I tell you. Bingo the other night was so much fun. Wow. Listening to the commentator.
1.5 blasts, you say?
Huh? 1.5, yes.
1.5 blasts.
Exactly.
1.21 gigawatts.
But like listening back through the VOD was really an interesting experience, hearing that dynamic. So yeah, it's fun stuff, man. Our turnover is 100%.
Yeah, 100% turnover. We are perfect at not retaining people.
So
we have not retained a person yet. We're proud of that. All right, we're coming up on about 3 minutes left before we cut them off, and I haven't given them a time warning yet, so I think I am going to jump in and give them a 3-minute warning just to give them a heads up. That may or may not cause panic. We'll see. But oh gosh, Ruben, I really want Ruben to clear this though.
But he's like right on that edge this whole time, right?
But we got to do it. I'm gonna jump in and let him know.
Got to do it. And taking it, game over. So he might be able to get one more attempt in at this. Let's see if he can pull it off. I think he can. If he can avoid some bad positions early, I think he can do it. And Trinity is so close. Oh, so close.
Yeah, I would love for Trinity to clear at least one of these levels. Oh man.
I feel like she's been dancing on it this whole time, just coming real close and then backing off. I thought Ruben was in some trouble there, but it looks like he's doing okay.
Yeah, let's see if Ruben can get this in the next couple of minutes. Yeah, if he comes close, if we get to the 3-minute mark and he comes close, I might just like artificially let the time go a little bit more just to give him a chance, but we'll see. We'll see. He's doing some cleanup there right now. Oh, wow. Nice combo to drop a yellow on there. Let's see if he. Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping he would do, is get that red and then drop another yellow on there. That's right, Mel. Artificial time.
Artificial time. Ooh, nice. He's doing good stuff. I mean,
this is a tough configuration to deal with too, especially with the drops he's getting right now. But yeah, he cleared that blue one. He's got a double blue coming down. That'll be helpful.
A couple of them.
See where he drops that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Oh, nice elimination there. Nice elimination. I think he's trying to do some cleanup over on the right side, possibly. Oh, no, he's going for... Oh, this is nice. Oh, he got the red and he cleared some stuff out on the bottom. Nice move. Oh, man.
He's doing great. Okay.
Yeah.
It looks like Trinity's starting over again here, too. I think this is a good configuration for that.
Yeah, Trinity is starting over on level 0 again. We've got a clean look so far. Oh, she's getting a couple doubles there. Let's see if she puts one of that. I was really hoping she put one of those doubles on one of the viruses rather than doing some cleanup, but I'm not playing. What do I know?
Right.
Trinity's got her own plan and she's gonna stick to it.
They're at least getting the hang of it,
Yeah. See, meanwhile, Ruben's got
clean slate.
Yeah. Ruben's got 8 more to go. Oh, there. Nice move there, Trinity. She's gonna eliminate another red.
Down to 2.
She's down to 2 and she has a clean bottle here. Let's see if she can She
Hopefully
needs to get some blues here.
Enough of this red yellow
RNG
stuff.
is not being friendly to her right now. Man, RNG gave her like
Jeez.
3 of those red yellow pills in a row and a double yellow. Wow.
Yeah,
It's like the game knows what she needs and it's just holding it back on purpose to be a
it really
jerk.
does seem that way sometimes, for sure.
Like,
Just like straight up
seriously, let's-
trolling you. What do you
let's
need?
see-
Okay, we'll give you everything else. Well, she's
Yeah.
moving along though.
Let's see if she can at least clear a level here.
I mean,
Oh, man.
it looks like it's gonna happen here. Ruben is
Yeah.
like real close with it. He's cleaning stuff up, he's making some moves.
Oh, Trin's down to 1.
Awesome.
Okay, she just needs, like, please give her a double blue game.
Come
I'm
on.
begging you. Please
For
just give her a
real.
double blue. Oh my gosh. Game, why are you such a jerk? There it is.
Come
There it is.
on,
Oh,
come on.
snap. Okay.
Let's go.
She just
Drop
has to
it there.
drop this. She just
Easy
has to drop
peasy.
this. Got it.
Let's go.
Got it. GG's. Let's
Okay.
go. Let's go.
And let's just let's
Oh, hell
let's,
yes.
let's pull it on Ruben. I think that's good. GG's
Yeah.
everybody. Thanks for hanging.
Yeah, we are
out.
we are past the time mark, so I am going to go ahead and I think Ruben's in a tough spot here, so I'm just going to go ahead and pull the runners in. But
There it is.
Man,
Okay.
what a
GG's,
great
everybody.
effort, though.
Yeah. Well done by all. Well done by all. I think he knows it too. Yeah. Okay. So we should hop over to the Racer channel? Yes.
All right, we are actually in here with the runners. We're in the runner chats. Ghost is here.
Hello.
We are going to go ahead and unmute you all, and we're going to debrief on our Dr. Mario experience. So let me unmute all of our friends here. Unmute you, unmute you. and
So
you.
Dr. Copper, what did you think of Dr. Mario?
This game has been in my family longer than I have. It is my childhood.
Oh man, yeah, you really blazed through those levels. Like that was phenomenal.
I was jittering and I did make some mistakes and I recognize that, but I was just
It's okay.
vibing.
Yeah,
That's
that was
vibing.
that was fantastic. And to take it a step further, you even like started over even though you didn't need to. Like there was some confusion about what
Level
level
one
we were
though.
supposed to.
I started at level 1 though, so I started over
Did you?
so that I would do. Yeah, I did.
I thought
And
you
so
started at level 0. Oh, okay. My
No, I
mistake.
started at 1.
Oh, okay. I thought I only noticed it with Ruben, but I guess you did too. Well, way to be honest. I would have let it slide, but good job. Yeah. So you've played it many times before then, and it was pretty obvious early on because you were the one setting up a bunch of combos and stuff like that, and yeah, just nailing it, right?
Yeah, that's like one of my only experiences with these older games was that the NPC in the 64, you reached this octopus and it was a really sharp difficulty spike, and that octopus kicked my ass so many times.
Well, you did great. You did fantastic.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Total nonsense. You also blazed through those levels as well. What did you think of playing Dr. Mario today?
I am reminded why I like Tetris better than Dr. Mario when I can't figure out which direction I need to turn those silly pills.
Yeah. Yeah. You weren't the only one who struggled with that for sure. But what did you think about the game overall?
Oh no, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a really cool like little puzzle game. I was a Tetris kid growing up. Like I remember when you had little flip phones and that was the new thing, and you could get Tetris for like 99 cents, and I just lived my life on Tetris, like ignoring whatever else I needed to be doing. So I think those skills transferred over, but nothing turns the way that I want it to in this game, I feel. Like, I mean, it worked. I didn't get stuck, but goodness, when it gets going really fast, it doesn't always turn the way that you hope it will.
Mm-hmm.
It really came down to like, it was so close right there at the end. Like it was like neck and neck, and we thought it was going to go one way, and then it went the other way. It was like a very exciting finish. I would encourage you to go back and watch the VODs for this, and I don't know. I think that was a really exciting period for sure. I really enjoyed that. So
Yeah, well, and I didn't end up having to restart, so the RTA of it may be like closer or shorter for Copper than it was for me, realistically. I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, some quick shout outs in chat. I'm seeing some gift subs being handed out. And Ace, thank you so much for gifting subs to Copper, to Total Nonsense, to Trinity, and Mel, thank you for gifting a sub to Distracted Mess. Thank you all very much. And emotes are being shared out as well. Thank you so much. Oh, and Ms. Ray as well from Mel. Sub hype.
Thanks for the hype, Piers.
Yeah.
All right, so Ruben, what did you think of Dr. Ruben? What did you think of Dr. Mario?
I've never played that before. That was my first time playing it. I didn't know the rules at first.
Yeah, it takes some getting used. How difficult was it for you to figure out what the rules were and what you needed to do with it?
I kind of got it after a few minutes, right before you came in and told us what the objective was. I had just gotten it, so just a few minutes.
Yeah, it looked like you were doing some like sideways eliminations of viruses and kind of like moving pieces around in a bunch of different ways that several of us didn't really expect, for sure. So
yeah, I the hardest part was because I played Tetris 99 a lot, and I kept thinking I would get one more good spin in, but it wouldn't let me.
Tetris 99. Yeah, I was talking earlier about how some of the more modern Tetris games like have kind of spoiled me on Dr. Mario, because I was playing this morning and I kept instinctually trying to do the instant drop where you just like tap up and just like drops it. That doesn't happen in this game.
Yeah.
It's not a thing.
So did you enjoy it, or what'd you think?
Yeah, I like it. Now that I kind of get the gist of it, I think I could do better now.
Oh, for sure. Well, I mean, you were doing better at the end. You were so close so many times, and it's just like a little spin here or there. If it had gone your way, I think it would have really made a difference. So
yeah, I really like it though. It's a good game.
Yeah, you did great. Thank you. And certainly not least here, Trinity. How's it going?
Hi.
What did you think of Dr. Trinity? What did you think of Dr. Mario?
Well, I didn't understand that I was trying to get rid of the germs at first. I was like, oh, it's like Tetris, and I didn't understand like what the end game was for like the first 10 minutes. It felt like, and then when you popped in to tell me, I literally did it right as you explained what to do, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Next time we'll try to explain what you're supposed to do before 10 minutes into playing the game.
I was like, oh, okay, we matched the colors. Like I got that from like Tetris, right? But I didn't understand. I was trying to get rid of the germs this whole time.
That makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
You're probably sitting there like, what the fuck is she doing? Oh, sorry. I don't know if language is okay.
It's fine. PG-13, we can allow a few of those, I think, right? No, it's fine.
Get one.
Get one. That's the one.
Everyone gets one.
Everybody gets one.
But no, I was just like, what? I don't know what how do I progress? I was like, I feel like I've been matching a couple colors by now, like. But yeah, I think once I figured it out, and then I had the same issue as Ruben, I think, where it's just like they wouldn't turn the way I expected them to.
Yeah. We noticed that a couple times, and it's just like, oh no, and it's difficult to like watch someone and predict what they're trying to do, and there's several times where it's like, oh, we think she's getting it, and then
But I would like panic, and then I would move it a little to the left, a little to the right, and I was like, no, I messed up my condo. There were so many. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and then it just did not play out that way at all.
Yeah, panic isn't the best thing to help with puzzles and stuff like that, but still, you did great. You hung in there and eventually got it. We were really rooting for you at the end there, and we're happy that you were at least able to get past that initial hurdle. Yeah. Do you think you'll ever go back to it, or?
Oh, 100%. No, I've never played Dr. Mario before, so this was the first time as well.
Nice. And I noticed that some people started with Fever and then went back to Chill. Just real quick, did anybody have a preference on the music?
For Cha Cha from the 64?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh,
What?
Mel saying fever be like the only one. Let's see.
I do prefer fever over chill, but I was like, oh, where's Cha-Cha?
Interesting.
Nonsense.
It wasn't invented yet.
Oh.
This game is from before you were born, kid.
Well, thanks everyone for playing, and thanks for being such good sports. You know, I really appreciate all of you coming and participating, and sticking through some of those difficult times. You know, not really knowing what the goal is and stuff like that. But I think that's kind of the fun of what we're doing here. Is you're just kind of dropped in the middle of this field and have to find your way out. So I think you did
It was
great.
definitely a good time. Thank you so much for
It
having
was
me.
very fun.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for being with us, friends. All right, Ghost, shall we hop back into the commentator channel and wrap things up?
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Did
All
anybody have anything else they wanted to add before we let you go?
Just thanks, guys, for having me, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, GG all the racers and everybody's. Y'all are great folks.
Yeah,
Perfect.
GG's for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thanks
All
a
right,
lot,
Thanks,
friends.
everyone.
All right. Well, Ghost, I believe it is time to go ahead and wrap things up. I think I'm going first with the shout outs, and then we'll toss it over to you to wrap things up. And we have a raid target picked out as well. If folks want to hang around and join us. So let me go ahead and start by thanking all of you, all of our sneaky friends, for hanging out with us on this lovely Saturday for the sneaking and the biking, and sometimes both sneaking and biking at the same time. Thank you so much to our runners. Our runners again today were Ruben625, Total Nonsense, Copperwing _SJJ, and Trinity Danae. Thank you to all of our runners. Thank you to our mods as well. We have a big old mod team, including Melatonin, Cosmocordia, Abortion Shark, So Call Me Nothing, Jen the Human, It's Ace Face, Pork is Wayne, Web Tomato, Kia 00 Me, and Pretzel Rocks. Also, thanks to our producer, it's Ace Face. Ace, thank you so much for doing a phenomenal job with production today. Our game picker today was Melatonin, with assistance from Bears and Beats and from Kia. Jen the Human also does our social media. And again, your commentators today were myself, Brennan Mania, and Ghost MF Lion. Just a reminder, friends, if you would like to be a part of #Sneak Squad, join the Discord. And if you want more information, you can fill out our form. You can check our socials. We are open to anyone and everyone of all skill levels, and we do this on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have Sneaky Weeklies every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. More of a casual experience, but there's just as much community, and that is also open to anyone and everyone else. And Ghost, I'm going to toss it over to you.
Sounds good. And real quick, just make sure you go drop follows on all of those people. They're all super great people. I'm wanting to drop Copperwing a follow, but he's got 69 followers right now. I don't know if I want to break that.
Yeah, Copper has 69 followers, which is nice.
I did it. Sorry. Just needed to at least note it before I did it. But thanks everyone for being here. We wouldn't be able to be doing what we're doing without every single one of you in the community. This is a community. We'd love to build it. Just like Bren was saying, we're constantly looking for new people who want to race, who want to commentate, who want to do behind the scenes stuff. We've got all kinds of cool stuff that we're working on, from Hollow Knight randomizers and bingos, Link to the Past randomizers, sneak bikes on the weekends, and there's just the sky's the limit. And it's a super welcoming group, and we're happy to kind of listen to new ideas and move in different directions. So we'd love to have y'all. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yep. And we're going to go ahead and raid X Kelsey, who is currently playing Mickey Mousecapades. So if you want to join us on the raid, Ace is dropping some raid messages in the chat. Yeah.
Nice.
And we'll go ahead. But thank you all so much, everyone. Take care of yourselves. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Wrap up, please.